Hi, I'm Rita and welcome to my new booktube channel, A Life Worth Reading. Today I bring you the booktube newbie tag because, well, I'm new on booktube, so I had to do it, and I hope you enjoy it. Also, if you have a new booktube channel or you've recently done this tag, please make sure to link it in the comments so I can check it out and we can support each other as new members of this community. Let's get into the questions. Question 1. Why did you start this channel? I feel like we've all heard this story before, but basically I've been watching booktube for a little over 3 years now, and I've always wanted to start my own channel. I feel like many of us out there, but I just never had the courage to actually get started. But after the shit year that we've had, I just thought, fuck it, and here I am. Also, I don't have that many bookish friends in real life, so I'm just really eager to make some here and discuss books with a lot more people and reach a lot more people. I'm sorry, there's a seagull going crazy behind my bedroom. Are you okay, sir? Ignore that. I'm sorry. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? This question is really hard to answer because I feel like you either have a really specific response for this or you're left kind of speechless like I am right now. Because this question always leaves me wondering, like, am I fun? Am I unique? Like, can I bring something new to booktube? But I feel like anybody can bring something new to booktube, which is why this community is always growing, and thank God that it is. Also, I'm Portuguese, and although there are Portuguese people in the booktube community, I am not trying to diminish them or pretend that I am a trendsetter or anything, but I feel like we are still a very small part of the community. So I just wanted to bring my opinions and my thoughts on Portuguese literature as well, because there's a lot of good Portuguese literature out there, and I don't think a lot of people know about it. So I hope I can make some recommendations on that regard. Question 3. What are you most excited for about this channel? I'd have to say communication 100%. Like I said, I don't have that many bookish friends in real life, so I'm just really excited to meet people and connect with them over our shared love of books. And I feel like finding people with the same passions as you always makes you feel less alone and more well connected to others. So that's something that I'm very looking forward to. Question 4. Why do you love reading? I wish I had a really poetic answer for this, but unfortunately I do not. I've loved reading since I was a small child, but unfortunately, and I have no idea why, I stopped reading around my teenage years, which is a real shame because I've lost a lot of good reading years because of that. Almost 3 years ago, I rediscovered my love for reading, and booktube played a really big part in that. And I just feel like there's just so much to love about reading and about books. But I especially love how books make you feel. I love how a work of fiction or even nonfiction can really impact your life in so many meaningful ways. And there's no better feeling than reading a really good book. Like finishing a book that you love, the feeling for me is unmatched. There's nothing like it. And it makes me search for that high in every book that I read. Question 5. What book or series got you into reading? For this question, I'm going to mention one book that impacted me in a way that I still cannot explain to this day. You might be thinking to yourself, this white bitch is gonna talk about Twilight, right? And you would be close, but it's even worse than that. Because the book that I'm talking about is Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I know, bring in the applause. When I tell you that I became obsessed with this book and this series, that would still be an understatement. I lived and breathed it for Sam and Grace. They were the first fictional couple that I ever shipped, and they were just everything to little 12-year-old me. You know, they were just everything. If you've never heard about Shiver, I'll just explain it lightly. This book is about werewolves. But even worse than that, our main girl, Grace, falls for a wolf before she knows it's a werewolf. So before she knows he's half man, she's already in love with him. This book, it's honestly probably shit. And thank God I didn't grow up too weird because of it. Because it was a weird book. But yes, this whole series, I became obsessed with it. There were 3 books, Shiver, Linger, Forever. And I read all of them. And to this day, that's the series that got me into reading. And that got me really obsessed with reading. Question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I have one question to ask, and that question is, how do y'all do it? How do you read so much and consistently upload such quality videos? I have to know. I have about 1 million favorite booktubers, like I'm not even exaggerating. I love almost everyone in this community, but I still leave some of them linked down below in case you've missed them or in case you haven't heard of them. Not that they need my promotion, but just so I can give them some extra love. Question 7. What challenges do you think will be the hardest to overcome when starting a new booktube channel? Honestly, I think just the exposure and everything that comes with putting yourself out on the internet like this. It always pains me to see my favorite booktubers receiving negative comments and seeing how much that negativity impacts their life. So that's one thing that I'm kind of scared of. Question 8. When did you start reading? Like I've said, during my childhood I read a lot, but then during my teenage years I kind of stopped. I still have no idea why. I just kind of gave books up. But I rediscovered my love for books in late 2017, early 2018, so a little over 3 years ago. And since then, I've just been growing my passion for reading and books, and really making up to all the lost years that I didn't read. Question 9. Where do you read? I read mostly in my bedroom at my desk. I don't know why, but I've never had the habit of reading in my bed. But sometimes I'll take my books to the living room if I want some company while reading. And the final question is, what kind of books do you like to read? I'd say mostly adult fiction and fantasy, even though I'm not that well versed in fantasy yet, especially not high, long fantasies. I also love historical fiction. I love memoirs. I love reading about other people's lives because I'm a nosy bitch. What I don't read a lot of are romance and contemporaries. I do pick up a romance from time to time, and sometimes I do enjoy them, but it's just not my genre. Like, it's not something that I usually read. And same with YA. No shade, no, absolutely none. I have nothing to say about YA. But unless it is a fantasy, I just don't generally gravitate towards it. Finally, I love mysteries, I love thrillers, I love horrors. I've been really getting into horror this year, thanks to my girl Kat from Paperback Dreams, because her videos always inspire me to pick some weird and gruesome shit. And what I also don't read is sci-fi. Nothing against it, it's just really not my genre. It makes me feel so dumb when I try to read it. And maybe I will find a sci-fi that I do enjoy, but for now it's not something that I usually pick up. Okay, so that was the booktube newbie tag. Make sure to leave your booktube newbie tags in the comments and leave a link to any of your new booktube channels because I will check it out. And I hope you did enjoy this video and learning a little more about me, even though you're probably all thinking, who needs another bookworm on booktube with a nose ring that can seem to shut up, right? But yes, if you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content from me. And always remember that life is worth reading.